Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know it's weird. I have makeup on in the beginning of the video. I never have makeup on in the beginning of the video. I know. And today I wanted to talk to you about how I finally ran my first half marathon. I'm not a full marathon runner. I could deal with half marathons, but full marathons are just not for me. Probably in a few years when I have no responsibilities other than work. But this year, my New Year's resolution was to actually run a marathon. And on October 21st, 2018, I ran my first half marathon. Yeah! I did. Look, I have the medal to prove it. I keep it right next to my bed. I keep it right there just so I could remind me that I did it. I trained for this and I did it. I do not work, but I am a full-time student, so it's really hard to find time to actually run and stuff, but I did it. I found time to run every day or almost every day, and I'm very proud of myself actually. I just wanted to make this video for other people who want to do marathons or half marathons and to give you any tips I had on my way. I did it. We survived, and of course there had to be some instances where I had to lightly jog or lightly walk because it was really intense. The tears weren't coming out of me because it was so cold that day. That day it was 40 degrees, 30 something degrees, and the only thing I had on was gloves and a sweater and some leggings, and that's about it, because you can't run with so many things because then it'll be too much, and no, it's okay. I've never trained in the cold for my marathon, so that's something to keep in mind. I always trained indoors or on a treadmill or outside, but when it was not cold, because I don't do well with cold. So maybe that's a factor that affected my marathon performance or something like that. But I really liked it. I loved it. I loved every second of it, except the moment where I was crying, but without any tears. It was at mile 11. It was pretty hard. I ran my half marathon in about 2 hours and 15 minutes. I wanted to do it in under 2 hours, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't. It was really hard, and at that moment I only trained until mile 11. So those last 2 miles, really, I bombed those 2 miles. I bombed it. I never ran after 11 miles, so it just killed me. But eventually the adrenaline came back up, and I did it. My pace in the beginning was 8 minutes and 30 seconds, but then it started slowing down as the miles kept going and as the hills kept coming. There was literally one that was at a 90-degree angle, and I do not know how I survived that. I have some tips on how to run a marathon or to run a half marathon because I have a lot of experience. Not really a lot of experience. I only ran one, and was really hard, but I have some tips from my first year of running a half marathon. My first tip is to focus on long runs. I saw Connor Franta's marathon video. He did a video about his marathon or something like that, and he said to focus on long runs, and I totally agree on that. If you focus on long runs and do not focus so much on the short runs, then you'll do good. If I actually ran more than 11 miles during my marathon training, then I think I would have been really fast. I think I would have done it much quicker than I actually did, but that's something for next year to learn and something like that. It's my first marathon. What do you expect? I don't know what to expect. My second tip is to train all the time. Whenever you have time, train. You could run twice a day. It doesn't even have to be long runs, but it just has to be a run. You have to run every single day, or at least 5 times a week, or at least 4 times a week, I believe, but run as long as you can, run as fast as you can, because it is what's going to help you reach your goal pace at the end of your marathon race thing, and then you won't die at the end, That's also good. My third tip is to don't take a lot of days off in a row. That was kind of my downfall because I was dealing with a lot of personal things in my life and dealing with school and dealing with midterms all around that time. So it was really stressful. And by the way, I trained from October of last year, and then my marathon was the October of this year. So I was training the whole year. So it was intense, but I set my goal and I was yes, you're doing this, so I did it. My fourth tip is to train on hills. If you're a first-time marathon runner, you do not know what to expect on the course of the marathon. You don't know what the elevation is going to be or how many hills are going to be and stuff like that. There's no word to describe how you feel after the marathon and after you hit your goal pace and after you hit your goal time. It just feels amazing. I didn't hit my goal time, but it really still felt amazing. My last tip to first time runners or first time half marathon runners is to take 2 to 3 days off before the marathon. This is all preference. Some people take a week off, some people take 5 days off, some people take less days off. Some people don't even take days off at all, and I'm just like, whoa. I just wouldn't do it. I took 3 days off because I couldn't take 2 days off because I was doing something on the third day off, but like my schedule was just not with it. So I took 3 days off and it was pretty fine. When you take these days off before the race, make sure you don't like scarf down like cake or like sweets and stuff like that. So yes, those are my tips for first time marathon runners, because I was a first time marathon runner and I did not know any of these tips and I did not know anything that was happening. Don't worry about the half marathon so much, because in the end it's just one day. It's only 2 hours or 3 hours of your day, and then it's over. It's over as quickly as it began, and then you're just left with a little medal. For any future marathon runners or for any future half marathon runners, I give you the best of luck on your race, because you will do fine. You will do fine, you will survive, and you will complete it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and good luck.